All right, so here's my 15 to 20 play opening script, if you will. Really just 20 collective plays that I would like to run versus a single high look, which I believe the Colts run around 50%. Half of their plays are in single high, and most of them are in cover three. So, um, starting off with the run game, it will be very intentional attacking that defensive left side, but offensive strong side, the right side. I would definitely attack some of those defenders as opposed to right. Now, obviously, defenses move people around, but I would definitely be in a power trap game or man, some ISO man dives, some inside zones. Not really getting into the run game right now, but I do have about three or four of those plays that would be strictly run game, getting Pollard going, or if he can't go, getting Tajay Spears going downhill, and attacking that defensive left side of their defense. I think that's kind of their weakness. I would definitely try to beat them up and have a very physical power game, and then the right side of our offensive line with Zeitler and Latham, they are power guys. So I definitely would be interested in creating that dynamic. The Titans right now are throwing the ball 70% of the time and only running the ball 30%. Obviously, that has something to do with game script, but I do not believe in getting away from the run game when you're down double digits or whatever. You have to stick to the run. You have to stay committed to establishing that type of physicality so you can keep the defense honest. But without further ado, let's get to some of my plays. I have them labeled, some of them red zone, early down. So let's get to some of the early down stuff, like first, second down type of looks um, and execution. So uh, obviously the run game, wanting to get the power and trap game going, and some ISO dive, lead dive stuff going. But I really want to be aggressive on first down. So here's a look that the Tennessee Titans ran versus the Packers last year. It's a really good cover three beater. Let's just assume so that I do not have to write the line. Let's just literally put the line right here. So that's going to be the offensive line. That's going to represent the offensive line. Um, and we're going to have, let's call it a Z. Let's move this. I got something to X out. All right. So we're going to have our Z right here. He's going to be off the ball, and we're going to have our X on the ball. We're going to have the QB right under center, running back behind him. And then we're going to have two tight ends, two tights. Y'all know what I mean. So basically, let's start it off. Those two tight ends are going to be in pass protection. Running back is going to do a play fake and then go into the flats. The Z is going to run a deep out, and then that X is going to clear everything out. So that would be Io Manor. That would be Van Jefferson, Chig. I'm pointing to it like y'all can see it. Io Manor, Jefferson, inline, Helm, Chig, pass pro, and Spears or Pollard going into a flat. So what this does, simply put, what this does is put the defense in a quandary, right? So I'm gonna erase this real quick, and I just want to work on this backside about, you know, from the defensive perspective. If I'm the cornerback, if I'm the corner and I'm getting ran off from that X running me off, there's a linebacker here that's responsible for flats and curls, hooks, whatever you want to call it. And then I have a single high safety right here. So when that go is coming and I'm threatening that third, the cornerback has to get deep into his third. And if I'm fast enough, if I'm really threatening it with no other thing, remember the tight ends are blocking over here. So he's gonna help. over the top, or he's going to shade over there. Then remember, we want to kind of get an inside release, and we have Van Jefferson running that 10, 15 yard out. And then we have the running back also coming into the flat. So what does that do for the linebacker? The linebacker is probably checking him off. He has to stay right here to get anything underneath. Now you have a hole right here for Fan Jefferson. It really puts the cornerback and the linebacker in a quandary, right? Because we're attacking all that zone right there. So that's a really good play. They ran that last year versus Green Bay, worked very well. Here's another concept uh that they played versus that they ran versus the Miami Dolphins. Same concept, um, or same. They're trying to accomplish the same thing. We had um, Z on the line. We had an X going to motion. Make that an X. Make a better X than that. Whoa, make a better X than that. X going to motion so that he's now on the outside. As soon as the ball snaps, he's running a clear out, go. But this time, that Z is gonna creep into here and then settle in here for the kind of curl hook type of play. So everything is really the same. That's our line. But this time we're in gun. The running back is we're in pistol, and that running back is just gonna go out to the flat, influence that linebacker, remember, and that's gonna create the space for that Z right there. And then we're gonna have our two tight ends on the right, like last time, and pass pro, boom. Quick hitter, easy read from cover three. 12 personnel pistol, 25 play action, X go, Z curl, running back flat. We're gonna do that on the left hash. The last play I forgot, 12 personnel, play action 24. We're gonna do that on the left hash as well. So first play, we're gonna use all that space because we're gonna be on the left hash. This one, we're on the left hash, but we're working on the boundary, the play side, right? So that's what they ran versus the Dolphins last year as well. Great single high beater, cover three specifically, which Lou Anarumo and the Colts run at a high clip. Those are like my first down pass plays, being aggressive. You can run it on any down. Those are the specials, right? You need about 12, 15 yards. First through third down, you can run those. Um, there's concepts that I want to hit early, and this is what I call like a early scheme tester, testing the eyes, testing the discipline of players, because if you play the game, you know that a lot of times early in the game we're filling each other out, and we haven't really like established our discipline yet, right? So um here's a concept to where I would do it early to really test the eye discipline of everybody else. So it would be in gun. You got your quarterback right here. Um, Running back. I don't have a stylus, so please excuse the letters. Uh, but you get the picture. And we have a this is our line, and we got tight end right here. X R Z, or our let's not call that a Z. Let's go slot Z. And what we want to do here versus three, cover three, is we really want to stress every area possible. And we want to really, because guess what? On offense, we know where we're at. So we know what we're trying to do. So cover three responsibility is a cornerback's deep third. So what we're going to do is test him here, and we're going to settle down right in between. We're going to stress that linebacker, and we're going to stress that corner. So someone has to communicate right here. He's going to drop here. Then we're going to have this tight end running sort of a drag. He's going to sit over the ball, he's gonna sit over the ball. If there's, obviously a defender here, he's gonna sit. If not, he's gonna kind of slowly creep over. We're gonna have this slot receiver going right over this drag or sit route. He's gonna be doing the same thing versus zone sitting and really just eyes to the quarterback playing that. And if he can cross freely, he cross freely. More than likely, this is a sit. More than likely, that's a sit, right? If we're talking about zone, if we're talking about cover three zone, and what we want to do with the back is he can chip, but we want to stretch that third. If anybody knows about cover three, you know that the weakness of cover three is between the safety and corner. So we're gonna really hit that seam versus cover three. And then with this Z, I really want him to push this cornerback out of the play, get the interest of the safety, and then bend it back. So obviously with this play, a lot going on. A lot is going on. A lot is going on, right? But what we really want to do, we really want to test that safety. We want to test that safety. We want to test those corners. We want to test everybody's responsibility. That's what we want to do with that play. My primary here is obviously quick hitters for Cam, getting something over the ball, like what we were just doing over the ball. Something quick. If that opens up quick, hit that what we had over the ball. If not, then we have that seam right here, and then we had that bender, right? We had that bender. That's really what I want to do to like test. Oh, that goes back. That's pretty cool. But anyway, uh, that's what I wanted to do to test it early. If I were to test it early, that's what I would want to do. Um, so yeah, that's what I would want to do early to kind of test the discipline and the pretty much the eyes of the defense, something early that's really testing their responsibilities, something that stresses all of their responsibilities. Something that I would do early, something that I would do coming off of the halftime to really test them. Another one, another play, what I would do is pretty much a slot fade concept. Um, have I would probably want my Z right here, X there, X there. Here's the line. And obviously we got a little bit more space. And then we want the slot and it don't matter who we have out here. Tight end can be out here, don't matter. Slot, whatever. While another receiver can be out there. Anyway, we want a slot fade and then we want our X just to turn around quick hitch. So if we're playing, obviously cover three, they're in cover three. His responsibility is the deep third. If we've been playing this little cat and mouse game with the X all day, and he's kind of been playing around and obviously testing his discipline. Oh, I'm going deep. Oh, you got to cover me. Oh, I'm gonna do this little quick hitch route, and we're taking it. Let's just say we run a quick hitch all game, and we're just taking it, right? That obviously is gonna leave the hitch and go later, testing that corner's discipline. But at the same time, he knows, oh, this could be a play going to the X right here because they've been playing soft and we've just been taking those 2, 3 yard plays right there, right? So let's just say we get into a rhythm, we start calling plays sequentially. We can do a little slot fade behind that, right? Boom. You think I'm going to get the ball, cornerback comes up, and we get a little slot fade right here to fit that pass in between the safety and the corner, right? And then on the backside, we have two receivers running slants to where, okay, if we don't get that, we don't like the slot fade. We come back to our right. This first window, sometimes most of the time, it's not going to be open. And then if it's not open, then we're going to have that second window slant coming off of that receiver's butt, right? Very easy. Those are the things that I want to do early. Like I said, reiterating it to catch teams off guard to really test their discipline. Because zone is really about keeping everything in front of you. That's why so many teams run it because it is a low risk, high reward defense where everything's in front of you. They just got to come up and tackle. But there are times where teams can fall asleep, and that's where you want to catch them early in games when you've been lulling them to sleep with the run game, or right after halftime, or early in the quarter, or change of possession, things like that. So another one I would want to get to is having the X here, running the quick out, our Y really getting into that seam, and then obviously we got our line right here, and then Z running a bender to catch that safety's attention. And then we got another receiver out here. It could be I'm not opposed to having him out there. I don't really care. And then running pretty much a deep curl right there. And we got the QB and gun. So really what I want to do here is, like I said, testing the defense's, eyes and their ability to react off of quick change of possession early in the game, blase ad nauseum, because that's where you're going to catch these zone teams that are super disciplined. It's hard to catch them in general, but we know Cam Ward has loved, passes over the middle, love the seam ball. This is one you just get, boom, off that back foot. One, two, three, four, five, boom, right to that seam. The bender is to get this safety's attention, right? Ideally, getting that inside release, outside release. Um, Inside release is obviously taking them to the safety, so maybe an outside release and then really bending that back, but then you don't want to get this cornerback too involved. It's really based off of feel. Obviously, they have their keys on defense to where they don't want you to go, but point blank period, you step back and you obviously see this leaning. He has a choice to make. Now, this could be a bender that sits. Boom, you could have him there. And then obviously, if you have a real good receiver here, pass catcher here, he could beat him 1v1. So a lot of times with zone, especially cover three, it's a form of man because it's obviously in their zone and it's really about who can win on the outsides. So that's another play that I would do real quick, real early in the game. What else do I got? I got a shot play. Let's just say midfield, we get close to the 50, we get close to the, plus side 45, plus side 40. We're gonna go 11 personnel, ace, single back. We're gonna go fake 25, stretch, jet sweep, reverse flea flicker. So let's go. There's our line. Uh QB under center. Man, not having a stylist is not that great of a thing. But we're gonna have QB under center. We got our running back. We got our X out here. And we got, let's just call this the Y. I'm just naming these guys things so you guys can get the picture. So anyway, very simple. We're gonna have a jet sweep motion across here. We're gonna have a fake stretch play here. And this takes a good deal of ball handling from the quarterback. Fake it to the running back. Hand it off to the Y here. At that point, the Y is coming across to get the reverse. We get a handoff here. And then by that time, the quarterback's all the way back here. We're going to have a flea flicker to the quarterback. And our guy is going to be this Y. After he pitches it to the Z, he's either going to take it up or he's going to settle right there and really stress that cornerback. Because by this time, you got to think these guys are triggering down, thinking it's a run from the fake, from the running back, or they're all moving. Some have moved this way, thinking it's a jet sweep, but they're still going downhill. And that's going to give you so much more space over here. This X is really going to be trying to wall it off, but he's going to have eyes on the quarterback to settle down here as a relief. And then we obviously have the Z after the handoff kind of bubbling out here for a flare if need be. Then we got the running back chipping, helping, whatever we need him to do there. Just something that, change of possession, first type of play type of stuff, or if you start to drive it and you're in the plus, Want to do it early in the down just in case something goes wrong. Don't want, it's not a third down play necessarily, but something you want to do early in the down. Um, got a lot of red zone plays, third down. So let's talk about I don't want to draw up the slip screens and the shovel passes, but that should definitely be in the game plan. Slip screens is pretty much RB QB. Let's say we're in gun, RB QB, we're in gun. We get a quick, let's say zone play going right. Boom, we fake it, play action. Obviously, we set up the screen plays. Boom, the running back kind of sits right there, and we dump it off to him. And instead of the traditional screen to where it's like I don't know, the Titans run screens with this regime very weird. They make every screen almost seem like like I don't know. It's like it's almost like a jailbreak. Every screen is like a jailbreak screen when screens really don't have to be like super like open. Like my example right there was QB here. Let's say running back here. We get something quick to where okay, let's just say it's a play action or maybe not. No play fake. We get here, we evade the free defenders that's going to come, and then we just kind of dump it off to the running back, and we're off to the races. And it don't always have to be stretched out here, right? It can be it can we can have blockers to where we have our ball carrier attack the middle, and it's all by design, right? Like, and I just think every play for the Titans when it comes to the screen game, it has to look a certain type of way. They leave too much spacing for defenders to undercut and stuff like that. Or they have it or they run it on the wrong hash. Like you a good way to run a screen to me, I see a lot of good screens being ran on the hash side, hash mark side. I may be wrong. And I may be wrong even about the Titans about them running it into space to where defenders have. Just think about it. You got a linebacker triggering down on the offensive lineman, and let's just say this is the hash, and that's a hash, and we the football that's where we snapped it, and we're running a screen on this play side. You would think, oh, we got a lot of space, blah blah blah, but it gives these more athletic linebackers to undercut and make plays on the ball carrier, as opposed to let's just say we got a hash, and we run it on this side, boom boom boom, something quick. We get this dump off to him, and now we're in congested spaces, right? O linemen get on linebackers a lot faster, and now we're off to the races. That's just me. I might be wrong there. And like I said, I'm doing this, and I'm not claiming to be no type of football whiz. I'm just doing what I have seen work versus this specific opponent. So yeah, that would be the flea flicker would be great for once you get into the midfield plus side area. And I'm gonna save red zone and short yardage for last, but clear outs. And these are intentional targets, clear outs, third and longs, which the Tennessee Titans have had a lot of them this year, and they really have these concepts. Really, I've seen them do it. Clearing out. We got an X clearing out. We got a Z gonna clear out, and then we're gonna have let's just say our running back. We're in gun, right? We're in gun. It's our X. That's the line. We're in gun. We're gonna have our running back just try to beat the safety outside, boom, or go directly there and sit. And we got these guys on the backside, tight end, chipping and dragging. And then let's say we got somebody out there running something and sitting right there. So this is just clearing out the space. Linebacker has to drop, give it space. Or third down, they're more exotic. Usually defenses are playing man, maybe. If they're just trying to come up and tackle. Sometimes they're exotic. If it's third and long, they don't have to do nothing too crazy. So they're probably in man, but let's just say you're shielding him legally, legally running to go and shielding him. And we're just trying to get something to the running back so he can run behind them. Or if we don't like it, take the drag, take something over the middle. Clear outs. Titans do this. honestly, this might be one of the best parts of their offense. So I don't even know why I even really got this. Like they got stuff to where, you know, let's just say we want to get something over the middle. We got a quarterback that has a really live arm, loves to throw it over the middle. Let's just get something receivers, both receivers on both ends attacking these linebackers, pushing them out. And then we got something real quick from the tight end to sit over the ball. Let him rip it. And we got to have people to catch the ball for him, right? We got to have people to catch the ball for him. Let's say we're in a pro set where we got the quarterback under center. We got two running back types flaring out, and we just got people occupying space, basically shielding. A lot of people think every time a receiver runs a route, it's like, oh, I'm running a route to get open to throw it to me. A lot of times you're getting other people open. And then we got a tight end just sitting over the ball. Boom. Right? These are easy completions, and it fits the play style of your quarterback. He wants to get the ball out quick, and he has the ability to get the ball out quick. All right, that's another clear out. Then I was talking about screens, shovel passes. If you don't know what that is, just I would love to get Tajay in like almost like a dual threat role because I think he'll probably be best for this line. Move him around, motion him out, then have him going to the line of scrimmage, across the line of scrimmage, snap the ball, run over here a little bit, pitch it to Tajay, shovel pass. Or Chig, you could do it with Chig. Chig is really good with the ball in his hands, with the peel in his hand. So that's another option. Um, Titans really haven't done that. Don't do shovel passes and stuff like that a lot. Then I'm in my uh let's say another third and long. Hook and ladder, right? Titans haven't really ran that. I don't think it's a risky play. I think people should do it more, but you can do it from a lot of different looks. I had one where the running back gets it, right? Um, we have the X running the clear out, and we have this Z is going to be the guy that gets it quick off a little hook route. And then we have RB, obviously the Q right here. And real quick play, ball snap, pass it to him. And then we have the running back coming back, and we get that hook and ladder play for him. Or, a lot of people do it where the receiver may be coming across and he catches it, and then you get it to him. Or you might have him motioning, he catches it, and then they pitch it to that guy, and then they're off to the races. Titans should have something like that in the playbook. I know that there's also um, plays to where you'll have two receivers. Um, let's just say you might have the slot come across. You snap it. These players are like, let's say he has a clear out, and you just have this X sitting here, kind of straddling the fence, and you almost have like an option play to where this comes across. You ditch it off to him, and then they're kind of running in lockstep. And then if someone attacks this slot right here, he just pitches it off to this X, and they're off to the races. Or you'll have a toss back or something like that. Titans got to have plays like that in this game versus the Colts because they might be in some third and longs and they need to get creative. Um, is it time for red zone? Let's get to this red zone stuff. So I got a keeper in I formation. So we're gonna have um, 22 personnel I formation. Uh, doubles left, fake 27 zone, QB keeper. So we're gonna have this line, a Q. Titans really don't have a fullback, so let's call it a tight end. Or we could have not Spears, but we could have Sweat back there. It could be Tavondre Sweat, right? Start using him on offense like Texas did. And then we have our running back, and then we have an X and a Y out here, and then we have a tight end on that side. All right. And then we're just gonna get a quick fake 27 zone. Then we have our QB rollout. Good in red zone, short yardage. Cam hasn't put a lot of running on tape. That would be a really good play in the red zone or short yardage to get Cam going on a little QB keeper boot. Um, Something I would do in this game, especially a very aggressive defense. And like I said, Cam Ward has not shown that on tape. I would definitely be using that this week. Another red zone play is a pop pass, 12 personnel, X pop pass, right, uh, left stack, motion return. So 12 personnel, left stack, motion return, X pop pass, right, right. Short yardage, 0 to 4 yards, red zone type of play. That's our line. We got the Q right here. We're gonna have the running back over here. We're gonna have our X, and we're gonna have a, you know, it can be Z, right? I'm gonna motion him out, motion return, hike the ball, quick pop pass to him. He's gonna run it. Running back's gonna be blocking. All these people are gonna be blocking for him down here. And obviously, this is gonna be 12 personnel, so we're gonna have two tight ends. My bad, didn't include them. But they're gonna be clearing away, power type of looks, zone, finding who they need to find. And then we got that X getting the pop pass, headed short yardage, headed to the end zone. Right? Haven't seen the Titans really do anything like that uh this year, but that would be something to use. I think the Chiefs did this Sunday as well. What else we got? Short yardage, red zone. So we have something that just you can do this on early downs as well. Just something once again, work in the middle. Um, and it would really be good if you had the run game going. So we're gonna be in gun. Got our running back right here. We're gonna have that Z right here, kind of working that corner. Uh, have our tight end. We're gonna have him on the ball, so that's on the ball. He's just gonna go sit over top of the ball. This tight end is gonna be off, and he's gonna run a zig. No, actually, I wanted that tight end to be on the ball. So this tight end is gonna be on the ball running the zig. You're gonna be like the H back going over the ball, and this X is just gonna outside release, try to win versus that corner. And we have a play action fake to start the play. Boom, play action fake. Boom. We're gonna get something quick over the middle, or this tight end is gonna beat this linebacker to the flat because we just cleared out that side. This is the backside play if we have it. Doubt we're gonna have it, but we could have it. But really, this is what this does is boom, we're moving, we're moving the defense this way because of the play action fake. Hopefully, we find something quick. If not, this zig is gonna really test this linebacker and open that up. And then obviously, that's the clear out. So we really want him to win right there as well. A lot of times you might have like on that play. Let's go back to that real quick. You have a tight end on ball and he's just running a zig and that's his responsibility. A lot of times that play fake, if you really got it going, that running back, he's gonna have his eyes in there. He like a greedy linebacker, he's looking at you. Oh, they're running again. Boom, boom, boom. Oops. Nope, there's a zig. And it'd be really good if this tight end starts off blocking a little bit to really trigger this linebacker going down and then do the route. He might not have time to really get back in to do the zig, but like let's just say he gets a little engaged and then just really get out of there. Right? That's already cleared out. The X cleared it out. Let's get that tight end in the flat for a very undisciplined, aggressive linebacker. Right? Football people I hope it you're keeping up. The people that's not football people, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Every defense has a weakness. Cover two zone, cover two, every circle is a player. Cover two, zone, right? The weaknesses is in between this space, right? You're trying to fit hole shots, and then you can have some stuff over the middle, right? Cover three, every line, a secondary player is covering. Every third, cover three. That's why it's called cover three. Everything in those spaces is what you have to cover. So what is not covered? This area where I'm putting the circles. So the seams, Sometimes you can beat them on the flat, right? The last play that we just did, we can beat them in the flat real quick if you can. Usually the middle of the field, MO, middle of field is closed, MOFC, because there's congestion here. So you really got to find stuff in the seams or the flats. And obviously versus any type of man, it's mano y mano. But cover one, mano y mano is you only got one guy helping these guys, right? Mano a mano, but you got only got one. Cover two man, you got two guys helping. So you probably want to funnel people different directions, right? Because funnel people to the help a lot of times, right? So cover four, people are in their fourths, boom, boom, boom. A lot of times it's match and man. There's reads on number two and stuff like that. Gets a little bit more complicated, but pretty standard. So everything has a weakness. Every coverage has a weakness, and you're just trying to figure that out on a consistent basis and really trick people. Red zone. What else do I got? Red zone, red zone. I have the. Oh, I wanted to do a lot of keeper. Um, have I already gone through all of this? I guess I have. Everything other than the keeper type of stuff. So like Z, and then he's gonna be off, and then we're gonna have a tight end that's going to be obviously on. Tight end is on. The tight end is off, and then we're gonna have an X on, and then we're gonna have a QB, and then a running back. And then we're gonna have a quarterback keeper. Once again, trying to use Cam Ward's legs in this game. Obviously, we want to keep him safe. He needs to protect himself. But at the same time, we got to put in wrinkles that the defenses in this league haven't seen. So option plays, the keeper, boom, fake him, and we're off to the races. Everybody's blocking, everybody's protecting our quarterback, everybody's blocking. Boom. Play action, boom. I'm keeping it. Let's go. Right? Good play, good changeup that we haven't seen. Then we're gonna have situations where we might have the speed option where we got, let's just say we're going this way. We got an X, we got tight end on the ball, and then tight end off the ball, and then we got, let's just say, running back on the opposite side, and we got, let's just say, boom, speed option, boom, got the quarterback moving. He's behind him, boom, we get a pitch, and then we get downhill going. A little college, a little high school speed option, right? Just something to keep the defense on their toes, something they haven't seen before from this particular offense, and that is using Cam Ward's legs. Something we haven't seen as well as plays like shovel passes. Something to keep you on schedule, getting a few yards here, getting a few yards there. The flea flicker, during uh, change up plays. Um, or just attacking scheme specific plays like the clear outs and the deep outs and the deep curls, um, the pop passes for short yardage, the slot fades, and we got protection on these 12 personnel. We got tight ends. We're doing our due diligence. If we got to have a running back chipping, we can do that as well. But all this, plus our protections is just some change up. I think my main points here is getting the ball out of Cam Ward's hands quickly. And it doesn't always have to be a bubble screen or a bubble route to your slot guy. It doesn't have to be, a jailbreak screen to your X or something like that, or a receiver. It doesn't have to be that sloppy. But we need to establish the run, have scheme specific coverage beaters. Um, you know, the use of being under center and play action and throwing the ball on first down, everything that good offenses do, please start implementing them. And then we have early down scheme testers, or early in the game or after halftime scheme testers, where we're testing the eye discipline with slot fades and seam routes and stuff, benders that test that top, single high safety, then bending it back, having something maybe threaten that underneath. You never know, man. Like just really the double revert, the jet sweep reverse flea flicker. Thought I've already said that. Yes, I have. But like hook and ladder options, clear outs, which the Titans know very well. Just changing it up, man. Just stop having such a stoic offense and getting this thing going. And it really starts with the run game to me. Attacking that defensive left weakness, wherever certain players line up, and getting staying ahead of schedule so you have the opportunity to really be aggressive and make plays downfield. That's really all I got. Um, the football, obsessives are gonna understand if you don't. Hopefully, I broke it down enough. If not, there's some really good info on YouTube that you can definitely research, and then it kind of gives you more um, information and context of what I was talking about. And please excuse the scribbling. I don't even think it would be better it wouldn't have even improved with the stylus. Very little. But if you kind of kept up, you definitely understood what I was trying to say. But though that would be like my 15 to 20 play opener for the Titans. On any on any given down situation. Obviously the short plays, the red zone plays, um, first through third down is kind of changeable and adaptable to whatever you need. But yeah, do all the things that good offenses do. Establish the run, get under center sometimes, have some play action. Um, play with some pace, throw on first down. Um, and every quick game doesn't have to be an RPO. Quick game can just be getting the ball, standard plays, but giving your quarterback the green light and answers to coverage. That's it.